When do you know that a moment is right to be turned into a record? Because you talk about, if you were to write about what happened to Coop today, it'd be a song that the label wouldn't let you put out.
Yeah. I think that it would be a song that really wouldn't help anyone. You know, it sounds very selfish of me, but I have made a song that is an incredible fucking song. Absolutely amazing. Like, my team loves it. And can I say the name of it? It's called Club Heaven, and it's pretty sad, but it's kind of like uplifting in a way that I feel like would help heal people that have lost loved ones. And it's kind of like, I hope you're up there, you know, in Club Heaven and like all of that stuff. And it's, you know, very uplifting. But the reason why I don't feel comfortable putting it out right now is because when I listen to it, it makes me angry. I don't feel that way, you know, like I obviously do feel that way, but it's like I am furious and I am angry still, and I am so deeply like in pain at his loss that I can't just sing a song that's like, you know, like it's hard, and I feel like I just need to figure out the right way to express how I feel, because it's very confusing for me. But it's like I still like feel like I'm dying every day without that kid.
Grief is weird.
It's so weird, and it hits me in moments
Well, you
that
least expect it.
I don't expect it. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm on autopilot, and then something will happen, and I just like sink down into like this fucking hole of like just absolute emptiness. Because like it is true, like, you know, it's like I only had those two people.
If that song makes you angry to listen to it, what made you even want to start it?
I liked it the first day, and then the more that I listened to it, the more that I realized that that's not how I felt. And if there's one thing about me, it's like I will never come out with a song that's not true to how I feel. And also me to sit there and kind of envision me having to perform that song right now. Fuck no. Like, Die First already gets me, and that's real. You know, Die First is real. But for me to sit there and try to get through me performing a song like that every night when I'm breaking down inside, I think that's what kind of did it for me.
What is the name of the EP?
How's a Teenage Girl?
Is it?
I think so. I think about my worst years. And I mean, so the whole idea for me is just the fact that, like, there's nothing more, like, when a girl is broken down and hurt and has gone through so much shit, like, they are fucking crazy, you know, like, powerful. Hell. Like, I feel like I could have brought help. I chose not to, you know. I chose to kind of internalize my hell. But I could have, after all the shit that I've been through. And I also think that it is hell being a teenage girl, or just a girl in general, you know. I think there's a lot of things that I've been through in my life that it's fucking hell, and it sucks. But, yeah.
Life could be hell.
Life is hell, yeah.
When does this EP come out?
July 14th.
Oh, shit.
July 14th.
That's like kind of soon.
Okay, so, this is actually really crazy. This is really crazy. So there's a lot of like, what do they call them? Hints?
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. I feel like Easter eggs is such like, there's like a lot of clues and like little like things that like, kind of like foreshadow things for the future. And there's a moment where like in my dressing room in the video, it shows the door, and I literally put room 147 on it. And the reason I did that is because I have a song on the EP that I wrote when I was on tour, and it has the lyric room 147. Like it says that in the song. But then when we were on Twitter after the video came out, fans were like, "Oh my God, 147, it's the EP backwards because it's 714." And so it's 14/7. And I was like, how crazy that worked, a little bit, because I originally wasn't going to say that number, but I did in the song. And then like the EP release wasn't even like finalized. Like the date wasn't finalized yet. But yeah, so I guess it's like kind of both. It's also on the clock too.
How is this EP going to sound different than what you've done before? Or is it just still that same sonic scape and the honesty and the storytelling?
I don't know how, I wouldn't say it's different. I think it's just me maturing and growing and getting older. I feel like all of my music kind of sounds like in the same world a little bit, but I think that this has evolved into something of its own. And I honestly think that, I feel like I've said this like last time I talked about my album, but like this is like probably the best music that I've ever made in my entire life.
That's what you should be saying every time.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, yeah, it feels good. Like when I like to listen to my project on like repeat, it's like, I'm excited for it.
By the way, you can listen to all of Nessa Barrett's music. It's available, waiting for you on Amazon Music. There's a link in the description below. What are you thinking, Dan?
What happened in room 147? What's that represent?
It was a random thing that it wasn't like, it's not like an actual thing to anything. It's just like a song lyric that I wrote. Why I said room 147, I think it sounds cool. And the song is, the song that it's from is called Motel Horror. And so it's kind of, motels. There's a room number. But yeah, it wasn't like just a random number.
Spooky.
That happened to be my EP release.
What's Motel Horror about?
Motel Horror is honestly just about just the idea of I feel like I've tried to pull a lot of concepts that I've been through, that a lot of young women and men too that could relate to, but it's just the idea of being used physically a little bit by someone. And I've dealt with it when I was younger, unfortunately, but just desperately wanting to be loved. And then you're kind of taken advantage of a little bit, which I feel like this was kind of a poem that I wrote on tour. I don't know what possessed me to write it, but I did. And I feel like it's very dark. If you really listen to the lyrics, it's very dark. Yeah, it's like, it's kind of like feeling like just us really wanting to be loved, and then feeling like dirty and just used, instead.
What inspires that poem? Like, where did it come from? Why did you want to write it in that moment?
I don't know. I think that there's a point in tour where I was writing like 7 songs a day.
Whoa.
And it like so much, like Breathe and New, like there was so much, like I was writing countless amount of songs a day on tour, and I was grabbing things from like everything. And I've had, again, there's a lot of things from my childhood and my teen years that I haven't shared publicly, which honestly, I don't think that it's like that anyone should ever know the things that I've really been through that are disgusting. But yeah, I grabbed Motel Horror from that too. But also it's just like the idea, like I think I saw like something on TikTok before of a girl, it's like she was like ranting about things. I love seeing the videos where it's like they post a video and it's like a paragraph of like written things like on it. But it's just like, I've even been in situations too, like in the past, where it's like you are so in love with someone and you're so in love with someone, but you're not in a relationship. And it's very obvious that, like, the love isn't the same on both parts, you know? And so you kind of just, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, you're always there for that person, and they only kind of come to you when they're bored. But you like it because you try and get whatever you can get, even though, like, it sucks. Like, there's just so many stories of just being in love with someone and say it's like there's, you know, I feel like I'm not, like, really, never, like, really talk about this, but, like, you're in love with someone so much and, like, you say you hook up with them and then they just leave and it's like, oh, they got what they wanted, whatever, while
Yeah,
you're
they're done.
crying on the floor, like, you know, it happens a lot, and it's sad. And so I guess that's what motel horror is for me.
That's fuck. One-sided relationships are hard.
Mm-hmm.
That is transactional,
Yeah.
but selfish.
Yeah. Last time I was in one probably was like in like high school or something. But shit fucking sucks. Shit sucks. And I feel like I've learned, I don't know. For me, I feel like I never really like talk about this stuff, but like just the way that like the things that I wear and how I act sometimes, I feel like a lot of people perceive me as a sexual person, and I've realized that since, you know, I've been in LA, and the thing is, like, I'm quite honestly the opposite. And so I notice very quickly when, you know, people only want that, you know, and I see it happen all the time. It's like, I'm a lover, you know, I love the relationship. I love caring about people. Like, that stuff comes like second to me, but that's like kind of very rare in our generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's only looking for a hookup. Everyone wants whatever satisfies them.
Do you feel with healing and time, the love you had that ended up not working before could work?
I don't know. I think all I know is I want to heal, and I want to focus on my life and doing what I've been doing for the past year. And I, you know, wish the best for them, obviously, but it's like you don't know all that stuff. I don't.
No. The answer could be no.
I don't know.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But he's healing too.
And I'm so beyond happy for him, and I'm so proud of him, honestly. Like, because I know how hard it is. You know, I've been there. And I know him. And it makes me very happy that, you know, I love seeing him get help, and I love seeing him do things to be better, and all I want is for him to be happy.
Is it hard to move on? You keep getting tagged in things?
It's, yeah, that's a bitch. The thing is, like, no, it just makes me, like, cry for a moment, and then, like, I'm fine. But the thing is, like, what's easy for me is that I can just be like, oh, this is my feelings. This is what I've been through. And when I kind of just, like, separate it from, like, our relationship and then him as well, and I'm just like, this is just me and my feelings and my story, then it's easier for me, you know? Because it's like, it does suck, okay? It does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Bottom line, it does suck. It sucks a fuck ton.
Does a part of you wish you were in a relationship? No. I think this is
No,
the best,
I
healthiest
think-
you've ever been. Beyond.
I'm slaying right now, and
you
I
don't need
honestly
fucking
like.
dead weight.
I honestly like. If I was in a relationship right now, I feel like I would neglect it really bad because I'm so focused on, just where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking like busy, and I'm, working on a lot of this music and touring and all this stuff. And also I've been on this huge like journey with like my mental health and really trying to like
healing.
continue like the healing process, that I would just be neglecting a relationship right now. When I'm like alone, like at night, like sleeping, and it's just me and my cat, like, do I ever like go to sleeping like, I wish that it wasn't just a pillow behind me. Maybe, but it's like
It's
everyone
okay,
does that.
though.
Sometimes it's nice. I love being alone, but it also like it's no.
I don't know what the answer is.
The answer is no. I do not want a relationship.
Listen to all of Nessa Barrett's music, please. It's all available on Amazon Music.
Yeah, I got one more question about this.
Yep.
The artwork for Lie, is that burn hole a representation of when your stage caught on fire in London?
Yes.
Is it
No,
really?
no, imagine. It honestly should have been. I
the
actually
same hole.
forgot about it. That's actually crazy. It looks exactly like it.
It's the same hole.
It's the same fucking hole.
It's the same hole. By the way, you may not know this, but there's a fire at the first night of the Nessa Barrett show in London at one of the most famous gay clubs in London called Heaven.
We love
We love Heaven.
we love heaven. We love the gays.
And also Dan, Carlos, Cameron, and I are your biggest fucking fans. We go to every show.
I never
That
miss
was
a Nessa
great.
show.
Yeah, better not. I fucking kill you.
Wait, I would say the artwork bird mark is kind of like an Easter egg.
The
Oh, the art. It is.
The-
I'm forgetting all of these like Easter eggs. Everything's intentional.
Thanks, Brie.
Everything's intentional. The white horse in the music video, it's intentional.
Who is that?
Who is the white horse?
I
What person represents the fucking horse?
I'm not saying that person looks like a horse. I'm saying it's something else.
Who knows? Maybe the white horse will turn into a real one in the future. Hell's a Teenage Girl.
wait, what? Maybe the
It's-
white horse would turn. What?
Maybe it'll be a real one. It's
I get you.
you get me. He's just a little behind. It's fine. That's just like no, but like yeah, and the burn mark. I mean, in the artwork, it's like Hell's a Teenage Girl, fire,
Duh.
mind blown. I feel like everything will come together in a way. Honestly, like there's so many things that like I'm like, how the fuck is it? How's this gonna make sense? How is this all gonna come together? And it just ends up doing so by itself. And I'm like, okay, yep, I'm running with that. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. But
Do you feel like this is gut, or like what energy is helping guide you in your decision making process?
not me. I'll tell you that right now.
Higher power?
100%. 100%. I believe that. I talked to my hypnotherapist. She's just incredible, but she's like changed like my perspective on things so much. But she's like, the way that she talks to me, it's like I shouldn't even be taking ownership of like my songs. Like it's not even right for me to be like, oh, my songs make people feel this way, because it's not true. And like my songs are just things that I happen to write, and whatever I happened to write was the universe, God, higher power, and they kind of like flown. It's them like flowing through me and like releasing out. It's like I'm a vessel in a
Yeah.
way,
By the way, Chris Martin really believes that. Like he
Mm-hmm.
really genuinely believes that. Like in like RM of BTS, there's people
Yeah.
who genuinely believe that it comes from something so much bigger than that.
Oh yeah, because like I wouldn't be here, and I feel like there's a reason for everything, but it's like whatever has to be said and whatever has to be addressed, it comes out, and it's not me. I'm not smart enough. Like even the room 147, and then that also happening being the release date that we didn't even know about, and like the fans caught on to it before we did. It's just like little things. And so, yeah, I feel like it's not me. It's not me, but it is. But it's not.
I get it.
Kind of confusing if you think about it a little bit. But yeah.
By the way, listen to all the music from Nessa Barrett. It's all available on Amazon Music. I want to ask, like, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Personal. I mean, that's what I'm fucking doing here, but I mean, maybe it's like too personal, and we could totally cut it out. But does Coop present himself to you? Do you feel him? Do you see him? Does he exist in your day to day? Does he show up in your dreams?
He shows up in my dreams a lot, yes. Does he exist in my day to day? I would say no. I feel like what's very crazy, and there was a moment where I kind of started to like spiral a little bit because he started to show himself less and less. Initially, when he first passed, it was like there was probably like a good few weeks where it's like constant, like very obvious, like he's right there. You know, I couldn't ignore it. But when the soul moves on and it heals and it rests in peace, it's not going to keep showing up. And I think that was hard to remember. But when I really need him to, I know he's there, you know. He'll show up in my dreams. I've had a moment on my tour recently, my Europe run, where I was doing diverse and I was absolutely breaking down and I just felt someone hugging me that wasn't there. And my voice was like cracking because I was about to cry. And then like as soon as I felt that, like I was fully able to like vocally do the rest of the song as almost if he was there to like help me. But yeah. It's hard.
It really is hard.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my best friend back in February, and she would present herself a bunch. Still does from time to time, but it does get less and less.
Does, yeah.
And it's hard.
It is hard. Sadly, I feel like I force myself to be very numb to it. And then I have like about like a time once a week where I'm just absolutely destroyed alone in my room, like throwing everything, having a meltdown, behind closed doors. But I really try to hold myself together and honestly try to like block out any feeling that I have truly about that, because I still like I still can't like it doesn't get better, you know. Like everyone's like, oh, time heals everything. No, it's not true. Over time I just learned how to suppress it,
Yeah.
and to absolutely like become numb to it. But it's like I have moments still to this day where it hits me and it's like the very first second that I found out all over again, you know. And it's like, yeah, and all the fucking like, it's crazy because I said that instead of like the 7 stages of grief, 7 stages of grief, my album is like 8 stages of a breakup. But like the 7 stages of grief is bullshit. Like there's no stages. It's all one fucking blob, and it's like it jumps around. It's like all, and I don't even know how to fucking classify anything of it, because it just like it's crippling. It's crippling and it's unbearable, and nothing makes sense. But yeah, I just recently I've grown like a fear of just like the future, because I just know that death is something that is inevitable, and I don't know if I can afford to go through that again.
I understand that.
Mm.
And to the point where like there's there's a moment in time where like I feared building connections with people because of the thought of having to lose them.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. It's
Yeah, I
the
know.
worst way to go about it.
Yeah. I just like, yeah. I have me, my cat, Bree, like Evan, the people that I work with, because like we already have such like a family bond, but it's like I really keep to myself, and I try and keep my circle small, because it's like not only like I'm scared to lose people, but it's just like time and time again I'm disappointed by so many people. And it's just like, and also too, it's like, what the fuck? Like, how am I going to sit here and like try and like find, like, Bree's my fucking best friend. She's my mom. She's my sister. She's everything for me. But like, Cooper was my best friend. My best friend. I'm never going to have a best friend like that, ever. And every friend that I do have, I'm constantly going to compare it to them. And I will never, ever find someone like that. And I'll never have a relationship like that. And so it's just like, yeah, I like to say that my best friend's a ghost, and it sounds like really sad, but it's like, he'll forever be my brother, my best friend. But it's like, I don't get to like hang out with him like everyone else gets to do with their friends, but it's like, it's fine. I'd rather him keep that title than for me to have to find someone else that, you know.
It's really special. Really, really special.
My best friend died a couple years ago, and that motherfucker's always lurking. He really is.
It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Oh
Like,
my God, do we all lose best friends?
shit sucks.
That's crazy.
Sometimes I don't think it's true, but then I have to remember I carried his casket out of a church.
Oh.
But even thinking about that, it's just like, did that actually happen? Did I actually do that? And I'm like, no, I did.
Yeah.
And I sometimes have to laugh about it because like, what am I going to do? Nothing's
Yeah.
bringing him back.
I cry about it all the time.
I cry about it. I laugh about it. It's just like there's no like real way to like process it. I don't even know how to like feel. It's like, what can you do when something's like just so like, it's just like, yep. There's nothing that you can do about it. Like,
That's what I'm-
genuinely, you can't. And so I think that's what's like,
You can honor them. I do believe
Oh.
that. And that's like something that I'm coming to terms with, is how to honor my best
That's-
friend in my actions and keep her memory alive in a bunch of different ways.
it's all you can do. I mean, yeah. If I wasn't like honoring Coop, I mean, like after he passed, it's like I wouldn't be doing this shit. Fuck no.
Well, this was quite a conversation.
This is roller coaster. Loss after loss we talked about.
There's a lot.
Mm,
But that is life.
it is life.
I really appreciate you being here. I really love you very much.
I love you.
We
That'd
really
be
are
great.
your biggest fans.
As you should. Like,
What's that one song I was late to the party on, Carlos?
Which one? What do you
miserable?
No, I've always been a fan of that one.
Bang bang.
Dying on the inside?
Yeah.
That one, I'm so glad I put that on the thing, because that one's like hitting me like a truck right now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's about my eating disorder,
Yeah.
you know? So, but yeah, that one slays.
Oh, that's
It sure does.
it's
I
yeah,
would
but
agree.
it very much attached to reality.
very much attached to reality, yes.
But again, it's not too late.
It's not too late.
Never is.
Yep.
It's all in your control, even though you feel like it isn't.
Hmm.
Really, I appreciate you beyond. You're the best.
You're the best.
You good?
I think so.
I think so.
Nessa Barrett, everybody. Thanks for being here.